opportunity to give us, come out and do city business tonight, help us to do it in the best wishes of what's best for this town, help us work together and coordinate and do things to make Linwood better. Protect us in the weather that we're out there today. We thank you for not letting anybody get bad hurt last week. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call.
Chris.
Here.
Johnny. Here. Jimmy.
Here.
All right, minutes.
There he is.
Alan is here.
There you go, that's better.
Anybody got any question on the minutes?
What are we on?
Minutes?
Minutes.
Got a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Jimmy.
No, I wasn't here, so I can't.
Johnny. Yes. Give me just a second. Let me compose this.
Yes.
We got two CDs or something.
Do we need to go by and sign anything?
Yes. Yes. Here it is. 3-1.
Okay. Next thing is the March 26 financials. And I'm gonna let Jason explain that. They're gonna look a little funny to you this month, and I'll let him explain why.
Start with the general fund balance sheet on the first page. It's March 31st, 26 compared to the same time last year. Next page is the P&L budget to actual. January through March.
About right, so.
Just the P&L with the previous year, March to March comparisons on the next two pages. Total income down a little bit. Expenses up a little bit. Then the year-to-date comparisons on the next page, they're only $3,000 difference. That's not even $3,400 difference from last year, this year. Same period. Sanitation fund balance sheet is the next page.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
The P&L budget to actual on the next page. You'll see there's an income for a, CD that was moved, and that's why it's just in and out. It's moved from one institution to another. That's why it looks that way. We didn't really make that much or spend that much. It was just moved from one bank to another.
Gotcha.
Previous year, comparisons on the next page, January to March. And then just March to March on the next page. Street fund balance sheets, the next page. Year-to-year comparison.
Any red flags you think stand out on anything? Like that?
P&L budget to actual is on the next page for the street fund. We are, sales tax was not recorded as an income for the street fund in March. It was actually recorded in April. So next month, it's gonna look like we had 2 months of sales tax income. 2 months interest made.
The girl that's doing gets the sales tax now, they got a new girl doing that, and she missed some of our money last month, and it's been caught in the deed, so all that'll come back next month. There's nothing squirrely going on there. The bank's still got the money.
Usually those entries made at the end of the month, towards the end of the month, but that was done like April 7th. P&L previous year comparison, year to date, next page, and again, if you add in that month's of sales tax, we're gonna be right there where we were last year, pretty much. And the same for the March to March comparison. Water and sewer, the next 2 pages, balance sheet.
Which would be page 1. Well, it'd be the
Says
last 2
water
pages.
and sewer
Right.
balance sheet, previous year comparison.
Go back to it. I got this one. This one go right there. They're all page 1.
The P&L budget to actual are the next 2 pages. See that we got the grant from the Natural Resources, $306,000. We also see that we spent engineering fees.
That is the start of the loan, right?
Yeah.
That'll be 4 million, whatever that amount was, we'll go through that account this year. That is the lawyer and the engineer got their fees, and that's the first 2 things been paid out of that project. I've got paperwork waiting on the lawyer to sign I got today.
Paid to be a lawyer or engineer,
And
wasn't
the
it?
contract is ready to go to work. You will he can't deliver, he's got pipe somewhere, sitting somewhere, but he can't deliver it till I get paperwork signed back there. And I got it today, but I couldn't get over city attorney today, so he got signed that I'm authorized to sign it for the city. So I'll have that done as quick as the lawyer gets signature.
Next page is the previous year comparison for P&L, January to March. This is gonna be a little out of whack. That money coming in and going out, but it's still not hard. And then March to March.
And you've got one used CD and two moved, right? Two moved banks. And there's all your CDs that we have in the bank.
117,000, 116,000, that was moved from Diamond to First.
Yeah.
Was it? It was the first, yeah, I got it.
If you want to read all this, tomorrow, GlenwoodAR.com, City of Glenwood, go down and look at minutes. It's all, everything that's done in a council meeting here. We may not get it the next day, but we try to have all of that, it's posted on GlenwoodAR.com, and you can go there and look at all the minutes and everything we do is put on the Glenwood's web page. So we have it all there too, if you want to look at it there, it's all over here. Do I have a motion to accept March 26 financials?
I'll make
Any
it.
questions?
I'll make the motion. Questions?
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Yes. Chris?
Yes.
Next thing on the list, the mower that we decided to vote on some last month, we've got bids on it here. That was where they bought it years and years ago. It's really nice, but you can really see that. This bid is from Aquila Weiser. $500. Britt Richards. $501.
Dollar against donuts.
I don't know who this just says Great Dane Mower, maybe it'll tell, oh, that's the key part, so I guess that's the bid. That's the key part. And mower bid. Lawn mower, I think is all that says. Randy Bradford, $410. Your apparent higher bidder is Britt Richards for $501. What is the council's wishes?
I'll make the motion we accept the $501 bid.
Put it up for bid. That's what the goal was. It's either that or we'll sink a bunch of money in it.
We already have
More
3
money.
times.
We won't spend more money on it.
Okay, have a motion to accept Britt Richards for $501 for the high bid on the Great Dane 16-inch mower. And that needs to be, Jason, that will need to be, I'll give you this so you can get it off of the list. We'll put that so.
It's been a good mower over the years.
It has been a good one.
Alan said he would second it.
Yeah, I seconded it. I was talking to this girl about her graduation picture here.
Okay. I'll second, roll call.
Alan?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Sean?
The next thing I've got is something that bothers me a lot, and I don't know what to do about it. The sheriff's department is not happy with us and our first responders. On the way, the ambulance service has got an ambulance service, and we're getting called all the time to go do assisted lifts and do well, just everything that they're not getting. And there's times first responders need to be out there. We don't, and sometimes our city employees, and y'all gonna have to tell me what your wishes are. I don't have any money in there for a first responder in the budget, but we're pulling city employees from water, sewer, and street department to do every call that's made for the fire department. And that's fine, no problem with that. Other than if they're in the middle of something that they can't get loose from, and you know they got a water leak down there in a ditch and they can't get out.
So you're saying our ambulance is calling for assistance?
Lift assist and whatever else. You know, if there's a fire or
How
a
frequent
wreck,
how
our
frequent
guys,
is this?
I've instructed them to drop everything, and if they can, of course, if you got a water leak tore up in the middle of the street, they
Billy,
can't.
how frequent is this occurring?
I got a call from the sheriff wanting us to address it tonight, so that's what I'm trying to do.
No, what I
I
mean
don't,
is
I don't have an answer to it. I don't know who else has got an answer to it.
I'm saying, is it once a week, or is it once a month, or is it every day? Okay, how much? Okay.
First of all, it is a volunteer fire department. We do not have a paid first responder or even a paid fire chief here because we're not big enough. We don't have the money for it. So therefore, if it's volunteer and we don't have anybody to respond that can at the time, there's nothing you can do about that. They're going to have to pick up the slack.
I want to hold up just a second and introduce somebody that's walked in the room. Brody Brock, would you introduce yourself? He is both the new owner of the Glenwood
Exactly.
Herald, so-
They're going to have to pick it up. No.
And it's a pleasure to be here, and I apologize for being late. I wasn't gonna make a scene.
Well, I appreciate you being here, glad you're here. We're in the discussion of first responders. Glenwood is a volunteer department, and our county dispatcher is wanting me to give him an answer on what we can do where we've got all these people to respond to a first responder call. And y'all need to give me direction. The city employees are dropping and going to,
Billy, let me just drop this in there real quick. All right, it's a volunteer fire department, like he said. All right, the ambulance, obviously our interest is in helping the community, but the ambulance service needs help from the volunteer fire department. Not just occasionally, but 4 or 5 times a week. We tell any other business they're understaffed. So this lift assist, they're either sending the wrong, 2 little bitty people out to get a big person out, or something's not right on their equation. I don't think it falls on your problem with the city necessarily. I want us to address it, but they're understaffed. I mean, that would be like Kyle wants someone to come run his register because he didn't have somebody show up, so he called up here to the volunteer center. I mean,
let me ask one question before you go on right here to the fire chief. I don't even know what calls they're for sure talking about that we're not being able to make to them. Do y'all, police chief, do you know? Fire chief, do you know? Is that the majority of what's not getting? I'm trying to find out the majority. I'm not trying to pick on anybody, and I want people in Glenwood to know. I want our Glenwood people, our staff, to cover as much as we can. But what are we talking about that we're not getting done that they're not happy with?
They're not happy because we're not responding to lift assist at the same location numerous times a week. Not just once a week, this is numerous times a week. Occasionally, that's twice a day on lift assist. A sick person. They paid out for a first responder, not a sick person. During the day, we're at work. I don't see dropping what we're doing to go to somebody that's just sick. Now, if it's a cardiac arrest, somebody we're having a heart attack, yes, we go. It's basic stuff that we don't see we need to drop what we're doing, to respond to them, and they're getting upset about it.
Major dispatch in the police department, Florida as well, and they're, and I'm not telling everybody what they're saying, but because you're pushing hard, so I said they work for us. I said, we're out, our chief told us, dispatch, the call, even if it's even if we're not medical, we go anyway, we went numerous response, 4 witnesses, and Alan's correct, nothing against the Stafford, it'll be like one small slender guy and a small girl, they can't lift these 300, 400, 500 pound people. So we went out every time.
They got solutions, but they got them stretchers, battery powered.
Sounds like they either need to upgrade their equipment or,
The problem is you get these mobile homes and stuff, the stretchers won't-
Yeah, they won't
Correct.
fit.
Yeah.
I mean, I see both sides of the story, guys, but I mean,
I can see us occasionally having to assist the ambulance company, but, I mean, if I went to the hospital and I asked them if I could have a drink of water and they said, you got any money, we'll run down to Big Red and get you some, we're running short today. I mean, at some point, it's kinda like up to them to keep certain things up, you know? Seems like they need another person that they could call first, that was right there, that was kinda on their payroll, that they could call. And
that's a double-edged sword right there, because that's what your first responders are in place for. But if
with
the
volunteer.
majority, exactly, that's what my point is. And if we're busy and most of them are working for the city and they can't let loose, what do you do?
Well, unless you just quit doing these,
You can't do that
yeah,
either.
quit doing these city work with my city employees, that's water, sewer, and streets paying for. And they are dropping a lot of times, they're going and doing, if there's a wreck, they're going, if there's a fire, they're going. You know, and if it's, I don't have an answer here. I don't know what the good answer is. The good answer would be, I wish we had paid first responders in town to go do that, but we don't. We don't have, you don't have the money in the budget to do that. I don't know what the answer to it is. You know, big town, they've got, the ambulance service goes out there, and the police department goes, fire department goes out there and they do it.
That's exactly what's
But
going on.
everything we got here is volunteer, on the fire
Maybe-
department and first responders.
Maybe you get a hold of Travis and see if he'd be willing to meet, get Pafford down here, one of their supervisors, and get our fire chief and police chief to meet, and we can talk about it. It doesn't have to be a public, I mean, it can, but we kind of talk about it and let them know each side of the story and see if they can't come to, I mean, let them understand it's just not us not answering the phone. I mean, you explain to them that these are city employees too that are volunteering their time, and, you know, can't all.
I mean, at the end of the day.
Maybe they don't, the big bosses don't know this is happening, and the guys, I would just call for this,
Who's getting?
How do you know?
Who's sending the bill out and receiving the reimbursement?
Patrick,
Okay.
if it's a lift.
It's a Pafford problem. And Pafford needs to allot some money in their budget to accommodate this. That's the way I see it. Because we are a volunteer deal. And I know what he's saying. Some of them are 2 or 3 times a day, but you also got to consider another factor that, say you're fixing a water main that you've got 75 customers on, and it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you pull the guys off to do a 30-minute job, you're going to lose an hour and a half, 30 out, 30 in, you know, but you're going to be displacing the other 75 people to go over there, you know, for something else. And it sounds like Pafford is going to have to get them a floater. That's my thoughts.
I'm sure not trying to be negative towards the citizens of Glenwood. but
I'm
I mean,
glad to have
people
ambulance
gotta
service.
understand, we've got,
How many volunteers?
how many's left on the fire department?
How about we do this right here? How many volunteers do we have that actually show up?
About 4 or 5.
Okay. Now, how many people you have on the department?
That's why I was going
Not much has changed, guys. I mean, I was on there for 21 years, so.
And you never showed up.
All right,
I don't know. I wouldn't know either.
there's not an answer here for this, is there? I'm missing.
There's
the
an answer here. They need to get a floater of their own that they can call.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you got a different situation there, because you got county
county officers can go respond down there. We will never get, and I'm not knocking the county up here, but we'll never get a county officer to help do a lift assist. It's not happening. And down there, they've got a lot of that, because they got all the county employees down there. It's a benefit of being in the
They
county.
may just need to start doing ambulance calls by appointment only. You catch it when the workforce is off.
But anyway, all right. I don't have a good answer still to give the sheriff.
It's, like I said,
I
that's a
don't-
double-edged sword.
Do y'all want me to? My direction has been, if you're in the middle of projects that you can't get off of, unless it's a fire or a
Just
wreck.
like Alan said, I mean, if you've got a water line down or a sewer pump station down or a clarifier down, or you can't drop that. You can't do it. Once you start something like that, you have to finish it.
All right.
Now, if you're in the middle of mowing or something like that, it's a little bit different.
But a 30-minute stop is gonna cost you an hour and a half on a crew most of the time, roughly. So, there's $40.
All right.
It's volunteer.
I did, Kirby was up here the other night when all the storm was going on, and he said, hey, go tell them, he said, 'cause they got some farmers that's got time to go get something. He said, Linwood hadn't got any back, tell them to call Kirby, and Kirby was coming up with something on it. Maybe because he said they've got more people that have got jobs that are more flexible. That might be, I mean, that's really not a good answer, but we might get them to ask Kirby. He said, fire chief down there said, tell them to call us.
Really, I'm not I'm missing something here. Why
Sir?
don't they,
I told him, he called me the other day, I told him, since we're going to do, you pay this up 2 times. You go away respond, you call for another department, you have to go to the department. You're not here, whatever it is. I did give him instructions on some way to go with it.
my question is, why is it not obvious that they're understaffed? I mean,
They're not going back and telling them, hey, we had to pay the boss man, we're not having to pay
yeah, and
for help.
ultimately
They
the
don't know
money
what's
is
going
gonna
on.
be billed and received by Pafford.
The billing department works in other counties, probably.
Right, but I'm saying, you know, we're a
That's what I'm
volunteer.
saying, we ought to get
so-
Travis to get with them and try to get.
Say, hey,
local
listen,
people
guys,
to have a
can y'all do
talk.
the job or not do the job?
Because if you just sit here and ignore it, it's gonna get worse and worse. So, Hafford needs to know about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to,
I would just suggest, tell Travis, try to set up a meeting with Hafford and your local fire chiefs and stuff like that, and the police chiefs, and talk about it. Say, this has been brought to our attention, what can we do?
put that in form of motion, that'll give me something to go Travis with, so that's.
I'll make a
I'll make them,
motion.
I'll second it.
That's the way to get the window open, I think. Motion, you got a motion second,
I motion he second.
roll call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Next on the agenda, and this is a talk night tonight, more than a big voting on tonight, but trash and cluster and yards and falling down houses and structures. And Linwood has had ordinances, this one since 2008. This one since, this is 8 of 06,
The
8
trash
of
and
08. Where that was the last time these ordinances were updated, and I think they're still fine. I don't think they need to be anything done to them. I need y'all to tell me kind of how we need to go start doing this. What do you want me to do? Need to look at the ordinances and see what we can do in each of these things. Y'all want me to, we can't go out and give everybody a ticket that's got a trashed up yard at one time. That's not gonna happen. You can't wait for them to go right through their tickets. We could start somewhere and move somewhere and not think you're picking on somebody. But what is the wishes that y'all would like to direct me to go?
Really, we have a zoning department for you, that's the, I mean, I'm the chairman of it.
You you wanna take care of going over and telling them which houses and which yard need to be cleaned up,
Well,
which yard need to be
I'm just saying,
mowed, or how do we need to do
this is
that?
the first I've seen of what
This-
you're talking about.
This is discussion, though. I don't have a,
I'm just
answer.
asking you, it's like we're at the wrong department on
Do
this.
you want that to go through the zoning?
Business talking about, it, let's go for it.
Do you want this to go,
I'll give you.
this is just
time.
on the agenda to talk about tonight. This hasn't been brought up to anybody, but some people have been wanting something done with it, and I haven't been neglecting it, guys. I just, there's a lot of stuff going on in town. And it needs to be fixed. We're letting clutter in some spots. We got some yards that need to be mowed, we got.
There's abandoned houses and places you can start with those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen,
That would give an example to the other people where it's going.
we have, tonight, if you Google Alan Moore zoning, I pop right up. I get phone calls all week, every week. If you're doing due diligence on a home, you're thinking of getting a mortgage, Johnny's gonna remortgage your place, they can call me and say, that's due diligence. So how's the zone, what can you do, what can you do, whatever. And so a lot of times, 6 months out, just like when Blackman was changing hands out here, whatever, I knew about it a long time before I didn't know about it. I knew about it. And so I deal with a whole lot of calls. Plus I get Sunday afternoon calls where people are upset over their neighbor's stuff. And then, so I make it a point to go by there and see what they're talking about and see what's up. And overall, we have managed, I think, to put it in a much better shape than it was at one point. People have kind of gotten used to the fact that there is a zoning ordinance, zoning regulations, and 80% of the people have been very kind to try to comply to it. Now, they're only going to comply as much as they understand, So some people simply do not understand. And another really hard part is, okay, how do I use this way to break this? Had a call the other day, I was on the phone 30 minutes with a guy. He's a good friend of mine. One of my best friends is his brother-in-law. But he was upset because I was a rumor that someone was putting a trailer park and they were putting a trailer park in across from him. Well, the backstory to that was that land was for sale. It ain't gonna be no trailer park there. It's not, you don't have a sewer system and all, and I hope y'all for the weeks here. You don't have a sewer system to it, the city don't, so you're not going, it's only gonna have as many units as it would hurt for, which ain't gonna be one every 3 acres probably anyway. And so it's a deal that was going nowhere, but it had a bunch of people all stirred up. But if mom or dad falls, the very person that did not want a tiny house close to them or a nice new mobile home close to them, all of a sudden their daughter's going to move in and take care of them. Is it okay if we put a tiny house on the back of mom and dad's property to take care of mom and dad? Because they need help now. I mean, I've seen it go both ways. And so we got to look at it from a compassionate side, but also from a regulatory side of trying to do what is the right and decent thing.
So like she said, all them abandoned houses sitting around, how long we gonna leave them in?
Hot Springs, I got a lot of experience dealing with Hot Springs over there. They got a board, there's a zoning board that's about this size right here, that whenever they're filled up over there, and they have, you go down Park Avenue and Spring Street and all them places, go back in there, they've got people that's got tires piled in their yards forever. They've tried to get them houses. When it comes right down to it, it winds up costing them a fortune. Years of legal, try to condemn a house. Once they get it condemned, take possession of it. Once they take possession of it, then they have got the liability of it. It's got to be mowed, whatever. We need residents to take the place of the abandoned house. In other words, we'd be much better off with a paying customer to clean that lot up. So what I what I have been trying to do is to encourage people that if they're not gonna clean the property up, they're not gonna use the property, and they're not from here, or they have no use for that property, but they're sitting on it for some reason, do them with a favor, put that thing up for sale, let someone buy it, we'll be forward leaning, help them get a nice mobile home in there, or a nice tiny home in there, or something to improve it, to leave it better than what we found it. Because some people are just sitting on stuff because it just happened to fall in their lap. And we don't want to own property all over Lincoln. I mean, you're talking like the demo house probably right now, just an average house, well, like my house, just average house. You're talking $10,000-$15,000 to demo that thing. That ain't really demo. But some of these wood structures around, if you don't burn them, and you just demo them, you're talking a bare minimum of $4,000 to $5,000. 10 years ago, I was bidding them in Little Rock in 12 packs to skirt asbestos regulations. That's how they put them out, in 12 packs. And we was at $6,000-$7,000 back then on the little big 2-bedroom house. And so, the moral of the story is, some people's junk's another man's treasure, and you start getting into a lot of issues about how long is the car been sitting there unregistered? How long has this been going on? Or there's so many crazy situations, like someone loses a family member. This was mom's old car, or dad got that car for it. We know it looks bad. Dad's gone. There's so many sentimental things that you run into. The moral of the story is what I have found works the best, at least from my chair, is to try to talk to people, which I do. It's not announced really, other than the conversation. I talk to them and I try to encourage them that if they need assistance, let us know. We'll try to help them in any way we can, or point them towards someone that can help them. But it's to encourage them to clean it up, make it look nice, keep it mowed, and picked up so we don't be getting calls and stuff on it, so it doesn't have to go any further. And generally, people are pretty good about trying to work with us. So, we have diverted a lot of potential calamities. Jason's on it, Johnny's on it, a lot of potential calamities that would have been a mess. I mean, they would have been eyesores, they would have been a mess just by simply asking. And, so I like the way of just talking to someone and trying to see if they won't move forward. And then if someone is just rude and they ain't gonna do anything and they're belligerent about it and all that, and if it's a deal like that, that's I ain't cleaned it up, I ain't never gonna clean it up, then I'm for going a little bit harder. That's what we need to do. But that last place, Greg's still here. The last place, we had that one meeting here recently. I went up there and looked at that place. I won't call him name, but he was right. I mean, the place that was complaining looked worse than the place that was being complained on. I mean, it was just like, there's really no resolution to that. I mean, it's like both of them need to clean the place up. But one of them felt like they needed to. There was something going on else that I don't really understand. Like, we wasn't getting the whole story on it, I don't think. But if you ticket them, if you write tickets, number one, you're going to be writing tickets to citizens. The citizens are who? Us. People of Clemens. The ones that we want to stay here. You're not going to be writing on the outside people flying here for a week. You're going to be writing on us. And most people that have lived here for a lot of years are not going to take very kindly to someone rolling up and writing a bunch of tickets because, they ain't doing something. People ask them. Or we've got a list, as far as I'm concerned, a way to move number, you know, or their name, you know, like so-and-so called in about this particular address, and notice something done about that, you know, ever so often, you know, zoning members get a look at that and see if that's something we can address, if it's something we need to ask the policeman to go out there and handle, or if we can just politely call them, or if you get one where it's, you got 4 or 5 neighbors complaining about one thing, or you've got one neighbor only complaining every day about the same thing. You know, at least you would be able to weed out what was a legit complaint and who was just belly aching. You know, and then you'd have a starting, somewhere to start. But writing tickets is really messy because, I mean, anything over 6 inches tall is a weed. There's a lot of terms in there like unsighted. What's unsighted? I'm unsighted. But I'm not illegal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear
You know, you start getting in a lot of territory that's like, your dad's old pickup's on the side. My dad's 55, do hard tops, a shark tank. You start getting into some really crazy stuff. So I think that, like Billy was saying from the very start, cleaning up and picking up the trash, all the old refrigerators off. You know, we got the dumpsters up here, to get rid of that stuff. You know, them kind of things like that, getting it cleaned up. You can take a radio thing and clean it up, and it looks a whole lot better. And I think the cleaning up part of it would go a long ways on a lot of the other stuff. So,
Stanley,
yield the floor back to you.
Stanley?
First of all, I want to get off this a second. I called your sweetest young girl. He's good at complaining. I don't know where he was. And second, that's free. I coached this young man at Big
He sure did.
So sign up.
Yeah, we just got put under. No, I just, hold on, let me make sure. I just got one that says tornado warning for your location. Sorry to interrupt you.
You gonna turn it off for Wildcat for Burnsboro?
No, I just,
I'm sure I'll be wrote up on it tomorrow.
no, don't, I just saw it. It said, look, tornado warning for your area.
There's one down there.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
We're good? Okay.
Anyway, I'm extremely proud.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And the third thing, I'm in here making, and,
Amen.
Appreciate it.
And Alan, let me tell you what happened. I can't believe I'm on this, what we're talking about, this one car. I was born and raised in Mount. We went over there a couple weeks ago. And so I'm gonna go to 1105. I'm driving home,
That down south of the bridge.
now right, 1105.
Yeah. Well, I mean, south of that bridge across.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay, I got you.
Anyway, all the way home, I'm coming back to Glen. I was raised there, but this is home. This is my home.
Right.
And I think about young people in town trying to build this city up. And I drive into town and there's a house falling in town with a rat every dog. I ain't gonna, yeah, condemn. I mean, it's our town, we're losing. Guys, we're playing.
it's, if I think we'll refer to the same house, and we'll leave names out of it, that house is a no-brainer. It needs to go. Yeah, it's got
There's
to.
3 or 4 more too.
There are, but that one is a real problem.
I mean, look at, if you notice on it, look at Amity, how's that going? They wrote over 60 tickets, I heard, on all them condemned places. They put the ordinance, they put it all over Facebook. How's that going? Here it's working great. Just a thought, man.
The other day, it was like,
Well, they just started it.
Thank you.
yeah, but
Thank
I
you,
get
Stan.
your point on that other one, and I would, Stan.
Yeah.
I will personally address that.
I know.
Oh, you
I know
talking?
we would.
Jimmy, you got any comments?
Yeah, I mean, I'm for the, we gotta do something. Like I said, I can name, I'm not gonna go put them out there. You can drive, I can drive by 4 houses. They're falling in. You know, my worry is a kid gets up there, I know you should be watching, but anyways, it's just, it looks trashy. And we got an ordinance right there that was put in 08.
You don't need any ordinance, Johnny.
I know we don't need one, we need to enforce it, what we have. We got a lot of ordinances we don't enforce, and it's upsetting.
Well, hey, Jim, that is the first complaint I've ever had. Believe it or not, first one I ever had. Have you ever had one? Justin, have you ever had a complaint?
Well, I'll go by City Hall tomorrow and I'll fill out that sheet you want, because I got about 6 of them. I'll be glad to.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I get, okay, so the Johnny, you got anything?
I do. I think we could sit here all night and come up with plenty of reasons why we shouldn't do it. You can't run a business on that model. We have ordinances. We need to enforce it. We can enforce it with compassion, understanding, work with people. We don't have to go in there and strong arm them at all. But we do have to start moving forward with this.
Chris?
I agree with Johnny 100%.
Rick?
Heard the fence, and 4 or 5 people on the ground, 4 or 5 years, buy that asset.
And the other thing, I'm not sure it's gonna work, but doing so much, it needs to go. The house is everything.
Well, I'll tell you what the council's done in the past, because I was working with the city when they did it. If I'm correct, y'all had them tore down, and then you put a lien against the property?
That's what it says.
Or it was on their, yeah.
The problem with that is that money's gotta come out of. to do
I
that,
understand.
We can do that if you condemn one, we can do that. If you don't own a house, put a lien on it, never sell it, keep your lien up. You
Yeah.
can get your money back 10 or 15 years from down the road when it sells. But that money's coming out of Senator General budget. You remember what city general?
I
budget
know,
was?
I understand.
Well,
$60.
Here, you know, you start with a letter, you start with a fine, and then you don't just go in there
Yeah,
right
you're not
away.
gonna go in there and tear it
You
down.
just don't go in there, you gotta start.
I tell
But you gotta
what,
start, at least go
I'd
talk.
like
There
to
you
talk-
go.
I'd like to talk to her.
Conversation needs to be had.
I'd like to talk to her and ask her what kind of arrangement can we come to? And she says it's a funding issue, then we gotta start in place.
There you
If
go.
it's a manpower issue,
I'm not bringing up any particular piece of property out here in this discussion, guys. I mean, I think one's maybe getting bounced around, but I'm not. That's not what this is.
Yeah.
that one's a no-brainer, I mean,
But, okay, can I get the zoning committee to set a night to meet, and if people's got, wanna talk about this, y'all can talk with them one night about places they want to be addressed, or you just wanna do it on a sheet over at City Hall?
what
How
I'd
do y'all
like
wanna
to do is do a sheet at City Hall for about a month first.
Okay.
And not just, people don't just fill up with random bellyaches, but legit stuff that's, and then we'll have a meeting. We'll see if we can address anything, and then we'll get reviews on a date for a meeting, and it'll probably be roughly 60 days out.
All right,
Give us time to get with it, it'll be.
does this address the situation we've been talking about tonight? Anybody that's got a complaint on their debris in the yard or whatever that needs to be cleaned up, or a house that needs to be torn down or whatever, that addresses ordinance 0806 and 0808, City of Glenwood. If you wanna see where that is, go to glenwoodar.com, look up city ordinances, and it should be in there. If it's not, I didn't make sure the girls got, I don't know if they've got this far back yet or not. They're getting it put back.
0808.
In 0806. And those are ordinances that we already have on the book that addresses trashy houses, trashy yards. And then we will start trying to get you've got a month to get your complaints in, and we'll get the zoning committee to look at it. Is that a fair way to address this situation?
Reaching out to her initially and talking to this person would be my preferred approach.
All right. I mean, is that, because everybody, they're not just talking about one place here tonight, guys. This isn't one, they're not picking on one person here. Or the people who've been coming to me not picking on one person. There's several places. And it's not houses necessarily as it is grass being pushed over on particularly really annoys me. Beautiful house, grass 4 foot tall. But anyway.
So just so clear, we're leaving this to the zoning commission, to police, for lack of better words.
Not exactly. That ain't what I was asking for. Can you clarify what I was asking for?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But what I was asking for was, we get numerous calls, like a lot of stuff we're able to head off, so therefore you're not going to get any credit for it, because nobody ever knows about it. We're able to head off, somebody says, hey, think about doing such and such on this address, can I do that? So we're able to head off a bunch of stuff. So, as far as it being good, it's been helpful in that respect. If there is an issue, most of the time, it's something that can be resolved between two homeowners, is what is their actual complaint. What I would like to continue to do is, if we have, is when we have a complaint, would be kind and decent, reach out to that person. Sometimes I go to their house, sometimes I'll call and say, hey, we get some complaints on this, can you help me out with this? I don't want my phone to be ringing over this. And go that route, and then if they are, belligerent and boisterous and hateful or whatever, probably don't have their number, I'll probably be at their house, then, at that point, then us three guys would get together and say, hey, we need the police to start handling this thing from here for the enforcement side of it.
Would you need a letter before that? You don't need to go to a belligerent person's house.
No, I'm saying, once I went to their house and they became
Yeah,
belligerent.
send a letter again before you sign the
I would suggest too, nothing against what Alan said, if anybody has a concern, put it out there, call City Hall, leave your name, your telephone number, and the place of interest you're calling about. Then it can get to us councilman or the mayor, and then we can go forward there, because some of the stuff he's talking about, yes, it can be handled with a friendly conversation, but some of the stuff, it needs more than a friendly conversation. It needs to be a letter sent out, it needs to follow this ordinance. So I think we need, if anybody has a concern, call City Hall, ask to leave your name, number, what location you're called about, and please get this to whatever side it's in. We got district for a reason, council, and ordinance, the mayor, and we will be glad to look at it.
If they won't leave their name with it,
I will personally.
Brenda, if they won't put their name with the complaint, they don't need
They're
to.
not valid. There's no deal.
Yeah, because you just have people, man.
Because, them two are on the north side, we're on the north side, they're on the south side.
You know where
so
you're
they
at?
can send it to the area it needs to go.
He's trying to take credit for
I'm
the
sitting
south side.
backwards.
All right. Does that address the situation clear enough, we think? Huh? Okay. Let's move on. The next thing, I got good news to announce for the city of Glenwood tonight. If y'all remember, the city's under administrative order in sewer, and we're starting a $4.5 million sewer replacement main project to get infiltration under control. We're also never going to be in compliance at the sewer plant with chlorine now, with the new law on chlorine. And we applied for a CBG grant because we're an LMI city 2 years ago. And as of April 24th, we've got approved for a $499,828 grant to get UV light put in at the sewer plant to get rid of the chlorine. This will not affect anybody's bill. This is a grant, 100% grant, because Glenwood is an LMI city, and we finally got that project approved. The engineering fees and work that's paid to the girl that administered the grant writing, that will be paid on top of this. So that is some good news tonight. That is That will take care of one of the issues that we've been working on for the 3 years I've been mayor to get us out from under the problem of sewer plant. This will, hopefully with the work we're doing, $400 million on replacement for infiltration, and this for UV lighting, hopefully we're gonna get the sewer plant back in compliance and get ADQ headquarters. And they told us if I take my beating the other day when I went to Little Rock, they'd fund this. EPA did, and they did. More power to them. They said they'd get it funded if I take my beating, so I took my beating and I got my funding. It was not a nice beating because Glenwood didn't get done right, but anyway.
Right.
We can't, that's it. Next thing on the list, y'all need to vote on tonight, the Legislative Audit Committee. The audit is back for.
No, we don't want to do that.
24. There's Jason, would you run over that? You know the financial board and I do.
Well, the most important part is on the first page of the actual report, where it's in the fifth paragraph where it says, during our evaluation, nothing came to our attention that would warrant disclosure in this report. We gotta think.
This is the state actually audits the street department, fire department, city general. Is that water and sewer? And they actually, the water and sewer audit has to be completed before they'll sign off on this, and they look at that from the, it's a complete audit. This is a, what do you call this audit? This is limited. The water and sewer gets a big audit, and they go over, if there's something they don't like, they send that back to the auditor, so that'll be in this. When you get the big report, they usually have a copy of that saying that water and sewer is all clear too, because they look at the water and sewer audit even though the state doesn't audit the water and sewer. Do I have a motion to accept our legislative audit report for 2024?
No, I'll make that motion.
All right. This has come up a little before. Alan was on. Oh, excuse me, roll call.
Chris?
Yes.
Chicken?
Yes.
John?
Alan, not in here.
Here it comes.
Y'all have in your packet the state law on vehicle, four-wheelers, I think, side by sides. You're part of the agenda. You're something, side by side, whatever. You're ready?
When?
Okay. Well, recently, the state of Arkansas, along with a lot of other states, are on side by sides. Let me find that thing here.
Yours?
Basically, Glenwood went from, when I grew up here, it went from, it had the sub barn, down here you had Bain Lumber running 300 something trucks out of this mill, I think another 300 or so out of Henry Mill, more of a producer, kind of an economy. Switched kind of over to a more tourism style, senior, retirement friendly, economy in a lot of ways. And so therefore, I would like to see us just clarify, there's been some back and forth, different ones at times, and they truly don't understand what is allowed and what's not allowed on side by sides. And so I thought that maybe the council would clarify what we would allow or not allow on side by sides
Mine does 66.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, they run about, they don't run as fast as we do. But anyway, if they're abiding by the city's, just the normal driving rules, then a person could go right there to grandbabies around on the city street at night and experience and enjoy Glenwood, you know, maybe take a ride down to the river or do whatever. I just wanted us to clarify, and so I asked Miranda to make up a simple thing that was one page, easy to understand, easy for our officers, to have kind of sort of a guideline, valid driver's license. That way you don't have 12, 13-year-olds, I mean, running around, without an adult. Required equipment would be headlights, brake lights. I was doing some research. You can get a turn signal kit for about $65 on eBay that plugs into like a Polaris Ranger. I could get one of them that gives you legit turn signals. No impaired driving, which would be, you know, inebriated. You know, driving, you know, you must maintain standard non-modified exhaust. Don't want to get into the particulars of the exhaust, but at the same, you know, in a bunch of crazy lingo. But just a general idea of something loud, two-cycle, annoying neighbors, and that type of deal, then that's not what we want. And our parameters would be very simple. You know, you want to go on a nice little evening drive with your wife and enjoy Glenwood, go for it. Right now, as it stands, you can throw a bale of hay in the back of your side by side. You can run all over the place under agriculture. And if you're going from farm to farm and you've got several different properties, you can get away with all that stuff without any regulation. And come out to, you know, but you know, state troopers are not going to let you shoot across the road and no stop signs and that crazy either. I just thought this might be simple enough that the council would vote with me to just be more or less a statement, not necessarily something we were going to try to take to court. Because if they're, my thoughts are, if someone is disorderly and they're causing havoc, cutting across people's cars, doing things that are unseemly and acting like fools and playing loud music and just acting crazy, they're going to get wrote up for other things. They're going to get disturbing fees. There's you know, reckless driving, all kinds of things that's going to come into account in those situations. But generally, we make it more retirement, community style friendly.
I can tell you one thing I don't like is that I don't see any required insurance. What if they get in a wreck? I don't see anything about registered vehicle. You know, you got to register side by side. So, I mean,
Still on that. Some of your motorcycles and stuff like that, you don't have to be.
mopeds on motorcycles, you got to register. But I don't like I just don't like an idea of side by side running down the road and you ain't got no insurance.
Under certain CCs, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to tax.
Yeah, I know. But most of your side by sides are over that CC.
So we could muck it up and say, this, or we could just clarify. I mean,
Oh, I'd want an ordinance.
huh?
I'd want an ordinance.
You have to be an ordinance.
Yeah.
We'll work on it. Yes, ma'am.
We have a problem with personal farmers. Just think about what can happen when something, if you have a problem with personal farmers, you can run now. How is that okay?
What do you, I don't understand.
People being reckless.
Oh, if they're being reckless, they're gonna get a ticket, sure.
No, a wreck.
We talk about an injury and we have a lack of first responders. We talk about a lack of first responders versus duty. And then we talk about.
Yeah, but you can jump on a motorcycle, no helmet, no seatbelt, no. I'm not trying to promote it necessarily. I just want to clarify it. That way one guy's not saying this one's doing that one, the other one's doing that one. One's legally feeding his cows, checking his fences like a responsible citizen should do. You got another guy that's doing nothing more, nothing less. Yeah. Yeah. So I just would like to see if someone was thinking to buy a home and they were, they wanted to buy it side by side, even if it's in the village or something, bring their side by side, they ride them all over the village, Hot Springs. They ride them all over the Gulf Shores, and Navajo Beach, and Orange Beach, and all over down there, you know. There's ways to do it. In the state of Arkansas, 922, 2025 allows cities and counties to authorize side-by-side use on designated roads.
All right.
Yeah, I would like to see, I mean, a little more than that, you know, just have to be a little more
But I think,
detailed.
I may be wrong about this, Alan, but I think for us to do that, we first have to meet the criteria of Act 922, right? Which means you have to have it registered, which means you have to have it insured, like a vehicle. There's certain things that has to be done to that side by side before we can ever consider passing an ordinance. And I'm for it, as long as they're complying with Act 922, which is what the state says we have to do. That,
Under certain CCs, as I understand it right now, under certain CCs, and I understand what you're saying, I'm with you. But under certain CCs, it's not required. Some people would, like a boat, 50 horses or less, you don't have to have insurance on it.
Okay, let me ask a question, so when we get this moving on. Johnny and Jimmy, who in the audience, or Alan, the three of y'all, and anybody in the audience want to work on an ordinance and bring back to the council for the next meeting? Ma'am? Huh?
It sounded like you're ready to speak aside.
No, I'm trying to get somebody to get an we can't vote on this, it's not an ordinance. I'm fine with you bringing an ordinance, we can vote on it.
so there's several towns that have already drawn up an ordinance. We can just look at that and see if we need to modify that. That should be easy.
Brenda, can you ask the list of league to see whose towns have done, y'all do that, get an ordinance, that'd be all right, see if we got the towns.
Glenwood for a retirement community is wonderful because of the river, it's got some roads connected to the river, golf course, land, people, it's got so much going for it. Downside is, but facility, and it's and we need to draw people actually in our names.
What was your deal with playing the river all day? Stream tickets?
So, how about we do that, Billy? Can me and Johnny get an ordinance together and bring it
Rick?
Well, and I was out of town, and he had a hurricane that was supposed to live, so he couldn't go get in his truck and just go up where he actually had to drive to Fort Knox.
Okay, have you been behaving good, Rick?
Hey,
All right,
I wish he would extend that.
All right, Johnny, you wanna work on that? Alan, you wanna work on it, Johnny?
Alan, more of what you were saying, at that same timeline, there was some bike lanes from visiting their own Transfer Lane. They were on their four-wheelers, fueling those up, and so I told them, be careful with the laws there. They had no idea, because it wasn't where they were from. So, you know, we do have people that rent places, Airbnb, that cannot know that they can't.
All right. If anybody in the audience has any input to do it, Johnny Cox, Alan Moore's gonna be on the committee. Brenda will get some, if any cities have got ordinances, she will get, Jimmy will be on it too?
I mean, I'll help all I can.
Okay. I'll get Brenda to get with the municipal league and see if there's any cities that's already got ordinances out, and we'll bring them back to the next meeting. That'd be good for everybody? All right.
Thank you.
One thing that's not on the agenda tonight that we need to talk about real quick, the stream team. They came down the other day and looked. It has been agreed upon that the city will get one permit to do, we don't know who all the property owners are up and down the stream. Plyler's Home Center owns a bunch of it. We don't know all of it, they say that we own, but anyway, I'd like to own on the river like the plat shows.
Bought it off the city and everything.
But, anyway, we've got 13, is it fishers, is that what they call them, that's gotta go in to get up to the water plant? And the stream team is going to pay for $5,000 worth of the rock. The rock's gonna be roughly $70,000. And then probably another that much to get it laid for all of it. Plowers will pay our share of what we should, but that's not all ours that's out there. But anyway, we'll pay some of it, the stream team pay some of it. The city agreed the other night to do part of this, but they didn't agree supposedly to pay for all of it, and we need that we need that down. We've got to get that fixed for the water intake structure. If we don't get the water intake structure fixed this summer, we're not going to have water in the city. And it's got to be fixed from the bridge. It can't be fixed at just you can't go up there and fix that part. You got to fix where it starts and down there to the river where they've already got the fishers that are in working. So, and according to Stream Team, we can start stockpiling the rocks on the river bank, and then when the permit comes in this summer, we can get it put in. Y'all voted to move forward with it, but we didn't vote to fund it. And I don't have an exact dollar on the funding. The total project's gonna be, they think, somewhere around $170,000.
Well, I'll make a motion to do our part. I'm not saying that the city needs to pay for all of it, but I'm saying I'll make a motion we do our part.
I'll second that. Okay. Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Bill, just a minute. A lot of people don't know this, I do, but, we used to not, apply very much for grants and didn't reach out for them like we have. This guy right here, proactive, been very proactive, and I just asked Brenda over it a while ago, I just asked him, but, we've gotten about $2-3 million worth of grants in the last little bit that were just out there for the taking. It just simply needed somebody to kick it in the butt and get the paperwork filled out. We brought in Terry Barlow, and, we fill out a lot of that stuff. She's a very good counsel for the city, she knows what she's doing, and she makes her money and gets her cut off the top when it happens. But, I would like to give him public credit for that. A bunch of, just like this one thing here that y'all was talking about earlier, I missed a little bit of this $500,000 deal. It's a pretty big deal. And, there was some carryover grants from our asphalt paving and stuff like that that are like strung out over a period of years. But, a bunch of this stuff is impossible because of Johnny was running.
A little.
All right. I need the wishes of the council to do the next two procedures. We advertised 2 months ago that Chris would be moving out of town and have to resign, and I've got his resignation resolution right here in front of me. And at the last council meeting, we had one individual that we asked for anybody that was interested in the council to be present at that time and make a presentation for council. We had one council member named Chris Poe, and he is here. Would like to accept the position. I would like for the seat.
You'll find that he's way off every time, yeah.
Chase Pope.
Chase.
Okay.
Chris Pope is real close.
Hey,
Okay.
D.
I may be calling you something else before it's over with, but anyway.
Hey, I'll show back up at the meeting. He'll call me Chase. This will be all right.
Anyway, I would like, unless there's any wishes to do other, since we advertised 2 months ago for people to come in and place, I wanted to get ahead of the curve and not be without a council. I don't like working with 3 councils, but I'd like to have all my council here. And we did have, we announced that. This is kind of a different situation with Chris because he would still be on the council, he wasn't doing that city limits until his term was up. And so we did advertise, and we did have one application, and that's it. And Chris is going to be moved by the 1st of the month, and I would like not to be without a council, so what is the wishes of the council? this something we're going to executive session over?
Personnel.
Yes.
Personnel? Okay. Do I make a motion, we go into executive session?
I'll make that part. You made it, I'll make
Go
it.
ahead.
Do I actually get to go because it's about me?
Yeah, you get
I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Yes. I guess.
Probably be around more after. I should be able to. Last, January, I've been working like 100 hours a week. Probation. Literally not living off for good behavior. That's why I'm not good. And I'll be honest, I'm not trying to go fishing. I'll get there.
Please, just do it.
And I did it. I did that last month. Everything's good. Stays together.
Get it all signed? Hey, I'm not ready to.
And this is short.
Oh, yeah.
They wasn't for him, but I'll just.
Yeah.
building it, or still waiting for papers?
They declared a disaster. Disaster, the state paid $35. That's $35 was in, we didn't have half of it. We need to go back, what fell, is what we're trapped in.
$35 better than nothing.
We talked about that, it's not worth anything. Well,
Replacement though, is,
then you don't, well, if the county pays for that, that's not ours, it's the fair's. Our primary purpose of insurance for that home and everything is so the county can consider money, like the guy out Carolina.
in parachute.
Parish, that, they were gonna sue this daylight out of it.
All right.
But he jumped out of the chute on his own accord as a business, why would he not this?
We'll read this. Yeah, call it back to session. Resolution.
Do we vote them in before we indict them or after?
Make a,
Here,
have a
sign
motion to
this.
come back in session.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Alan? Yes. Chris?
Yes.
Jimmy?
Yes.
Resolution.
Resolution 2604, a resolution to accept City Councilman South Position 1 Christopher Fuller's resignation and create an ad hoc City Councilman Position South 1 recruitment person. Whereas, Linwood City Council hereby accepts the resignation of Christopher Fuller, City Councilman Position South 1 resignation effective April 28, 2026, and whereas Linwood City Council had Mayor Fowler accept the application for replacement of the city councilman's position South 1 at the last two council meetings, and whereas Linwood City Council wishes to review the appointment of vacancy of the city of Linwood Council position South 1 for Arkansas Code 14-22-23 at this regular council meeting. Now therefore be it resolved that the Linwood City Council accepts Christopher Fuller's resignation of the position of City Councilman Position South 1. The foregoing resolution was presented by Mayor Fowler, supported by Linwood City Council for approval.
All right, there, need a motion.
I'll make that motion that we accept resolution number 2604.
Second.
Roll call.
Alan?
We vote him off or accept his resignation today, so you go.
Any choice.
Jimmy?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it.
I do
Thank
want to
you,
add,
Chris.
Chris,
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
Chris.
everything you've done and enjoyed working with you, man.
And we may actually.
Appreciate you guys.
Would you be willing to come in, no, occasionally on water consultation and stuff, I'm being dead serious.
And I'll sit in the audience.
No, Billy's the only one that knows anything about the water system, but you knew a lot, you brought a lot to the table on the water system that I didn't understand. and I
Appreciate
didn't know.
that. Hey, before we get done here, I just want to tell everybody that I really appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. The last 3.5 years has been pretty wild, and I really enjoyed helping out the city of Glenwood. I think Chase is going to be an excellent addition to you guys. He seems like he really cares, and he's for Glenwood. So, good luck and the best to every one of you. And like I said, I really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, thank you.
2605. Be resolved by the County of Glenwood, State of Arkansas, a resolution entitled Council Proposition 1, Seat Vacancy and Fulfillment for written letters submitted on April 28, 2026 by Christopher Fuller. Christopher Fuller resigned their position as Councilman Southeast Union of the County of Glenwood during the regular session, April 28, 2026. The Glenwood City Council appointed Chase Pope. I'm gonna need a motion and a second to
Do we need to indict him now? Or do we need to let him serve him? You gotta come to one meeting before you're indicted on corruption charges.
I'll make the motion, Jason, to accept 2605.
Johnny, I thought you was gonna make a motion to indict him. I'll second Johnny's motion.
Have a motion and second, roll call.
Alan?
Yes, sir.
Jimmy?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir,
Welcome, sir.
we got to swear him in over there now. JP, Johnny Plyler, will y'all go up there and do the formality? Brenda, would you make sure all the paperwork is back? Jason, would you go there with Brenda? She's got to make sure all your stuff. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Johnny.
All right, is there any other new business?
I make a motion, we go into executive session. I got some things to talk about.
Okay.
Have a motion going to executive session?
I'm
Roll
in
call.
favor.
Alan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Johnny?
Yes.
Chase?
Chase? We should, I don't think we do.
No, his name's Chris. Chris. Billy called me Chris. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, like 800 pounds. Good luck. You can, I promise you.
Do some youngins learn some words.
Do what? Oh, yeah. I was pointing that out to Alan. Go lose him.
And trying to get, Billy's got 15 copies of this same thing up here to sign. And then he's gonna come to my office next week and say, do you have your copy? I can't find mine. Well, I don't know how you can, because we had 10 of them. Yeah. I'm gonna keep that. It looks like he took it. Hey, Kyle, did you take roads through mom?
Yeah.
Chris, have you seen one side post, empty there?
I can't see any of them.
Aren't you looking?
Well,
Well, it's on.
back whenever we was voting in, we was voting mayors and VPs going in, man, she was hammering the city so hard, and I didn't hold nothing back because I usually have a loud mouth, so I got with council. But anyway, she blocked me, Buddy Green blocked me, I can't see anything.
It's on another page.
Yeah.
Chat. I was reading it a while ago during his pontification. His oration sounded like he defended his dissertation of a thesis or
I'm
something.
telling you.
I was like, my gosh, I wondered if I could have reached over there to kick him. But she just makes no sense. And I want to say something, I do, but I don't, for obvious reasons. My wife just like she's like, why do you even look at the, it's like a car wreck, I can't help it. I have to. Just like when he put on there the other day that I think we have to put that stuff in the we have to publish that every year. The financial, what me? I signed it, but what me? And I kind of figured he was sarcastic about it on Facebook, but then he was. So I'll have a different view of it, but with the other stuff, I'm still holding on to what she put on there that we have the CPA that can't understand the big numbers the city deals with. That rubbed me a little bit. I think she's talking about that.
Jason, even the people that, what I would call our constituents, are starting to scratch their heads.
Oh, right. It's, see, we always call her Sharon until now.
Yeah.
Because when she'd come to church over there, it was like, oh, hon, how are you? Oh,
Sweet,
hon.
sure.
And so it was Sharon. Yeah, she's pretty. I mean, sorry to say, but I don't think she's stable. And you read one of her rambling posts, I mean, it literally, I'm literally doing this by the time I get halfway through, like, where are we going? I understand your point, you're trying to slam everybody around. I get that. But you're not making any sense when you do it. Now, of course, she had pictures of the house that we talked about. And then Alan's truck, you know. And all he's gonna do is take that gun excavator or skid steer up there, clean it, take it half a day, clean this stuff up. Ain't even do it, because it wants and he's stuck. Now, Sissy Dillon, she's gonna go while I fish, try to do something like that. I mean, and he's talking about, you know, somebody's trying to buy it back down. Well, they may have, they may not have, I don't know. If you try to do something to her, she's gonna do it. There will be 9 kinds of killers.
See, they just lost the place out there on Malibu. They went into full close, and they got a body on it.
Man, I screwed up. We bought some houses. 2 of them were days. Mile past the ranch. One mile exactly. We're gonna turn one of them into Verbo, the other one Ranch. think about $60,000-$70,000. So, and that's what I told Terry, if you could be in it for less than 2 months, you'd be good. And at 150, you're gonna be, it's gonna take 60 days. It's only for handling body, it's 1970s on the inside. Yet, from the yellow 6-inch tile, pretty well everywhere. You're just gonna have to do lots of stuff. Almost spend between 15 and 20 fixing the one, we went up with a vertical. So, and it's only down 4 feet. When he tried next door, every seed had been perfect, it was better. I'd have had 5 acres, 3 houses. Right. I'm an idiot. But now, I'm thinking also, I'm gonna have to buy a lot of roofs.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm ready to see that one. He went and looked at them. They went and looked at them, yeah. And got the price. And then we can see how much insurance. Which is, I can tell you what and that's the big one. Wayne Davis sold out. Big house. I'm depressed over that. So maybe I didn't do such a bad thing.
Tell you a little story, I've lived that house a long time.
It needs a new roof.
Yeah.
The roof, the house, and the garage, all of it.
I was probably, I'll say I was right around 16 years old.
We're gonna, from all the ones he looked at, from what Terry told me, the only 2 that don't need them are the one on the First Street next to it. My house, that one, only, so, but the one they. Morning. Terry.
Oh, the house out there on the right. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
And in fact, he said it's the worst one.
Really?
And Fair Street. So basically, they're all the 2.
Lucky you.
Yeah, that's 2 little. My truck, well, all 3, my white truck, my red truck, and they're not bad.
Next, I think it's on Finn. Yeah, Finn. I've got to do a video conference with an adjuster all the way around the road.
Well, we went in and filed that with our house claim. 'Cause in this situation, you can do it on house and car, so. Thought, hey, let's do it all on one, and be done with it. And one of the adjusters, we have different insurance. I called Terry yesterday and said, well, asked him what kind of roofs this were, steep or whatever. She said, well, most of them are pretty normal. There's 2 of them that's got normal, no steep roof. He said, well, he's asking because he had heart surgery last week. He don't need to be on the roof. I'm like, it's not for you. Yeah. I don't know how all it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, with all that money, I'm going to be able to cancel this whole time. And seem like green. No, I had none of that.
I don't even vote. Just being.
It's you and your buddies.
I had 15
volunteers.
I can tell you this, I will not run next time.
Oh, you got to.
I don't have to.
There is a lot of, yeah, you wouldn't believe the crap you go through.
And I don't even know, people come up and say, well, I can't believe y'all did this. Boy, them councilmen just crooked, taking money in the table left and right. You know,
This ain't Baltimore, New York.
What are you talking about?
It's in Baltimore, New York.
You're basically telling me I'm bad at my job if that's happening. You know?
Hey, try going somewhere.
Oh, I know.
Not won't be basic.
I've seen it. I've seen you guys at the fish nest with a round table. That's why I don't go to OKCAT. And that is where the kids, little councilors, and be able to do that. 15 people walk over. You know, over there doing
Yes, we're getting paid. First responder. You guys, he don't even keep and take his check, he just puts it back in the It's just crazy. They watch too much TV. City council member so-and-so awarded contracts to so-and-so. He got two. You don't see none of that.
I'd like to know where it's at. I gotta help you pay for it.
Yeah.
Johnny, I was wearing one of your hats around the other day. Looking
Bring
good
us some more.
over in Little Rock.
All right,
Thinking, I thought about you 2 or 3 times. I got 2 of them under the seat of my truck.
back in order, please. Go back in session.
Yes. I make a motion to adjourn.
No, not yet. I need a motion to take, Chris off all the checking account CDs and put Chase on.
I'll make that motion.
Second? Can I get, is there any way, Jason, we can get that one motion in one set of minutes and give it to the bank tomorrow? And we don't have to wait and get everybody to sign that before we leave tonight? Can we do that just, I need that one motion on one set of minutes so I can take it to the bank so the bank can get started on the paperwork, or else we gotta wait a month. Yeah, I don't need to wait a month without taking Chris.
Do we need to do one for each bank? Or does
Well,
it
just
just-
all the bank.
All
bids.
city accounts.
All city accounts, and if he'll handwrite something out, so I can take that to the bank
Give us
tomorrow.
a blank piece of paper on the side of it.
Okay, so So, had a motion to take Chris off, then I have a motion to put Chase on.
We already did
Good?
that.
Okay, motion to do both. Second, Johnny first.
I got Alan and Jimmy, so Alan, Jimmy.
Yes.
Anything else? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Roll call?
Seconded it?
Alan?
Yes.
Chase? Yep. Jimmy?
Yep.
And then we'll get, he's gonna make a short set of minutes that we take to the bank.
Chris will have to show us how to do it.
Yeah.